Hi everyone, thanks for joining today. Sounds like everybody can hear and everybody can see my screen. Do go ahead and let me know if there's a trouble hearing or seeing anything that's displayed on the screen. And thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to actually turn it over to Leah, who's going to get us started. And Amy, you're on mute, so go ahead. Amy, you're on mute if you want to go ahead. Okay, we'll move to the next one, see if we got technical issues. Amy from Austin, you're on mute. Seems like Amy's able to talk, but we're not able to hear her right now. All right, I think Leah's going to try and dial back in. All right, so sorry for our technical issues. Just a reminder that the first part culture and space and options to talk and learn and share with each other. As always, feel free to add in your additional questions. And at the end of the call, we'll save room for next agenda items, and we'll send the PowerPoint presentation after the call. And we'll see if the technical issues working so that we can do our introductions for everybody. But I can tell you that we have Amy Washington on the call, Amy from Austin, we have Jason Elgin, Sophia Engelman, Francisca, Jana, Jeremy, Christina, and North Lawndale, Leslie Gilbert, Jenna talk about the quality cohort, and also Nancy from Ciro and Jackson on the call. So before we get started, I wanted to see if there's anything that you guys would like to add to the agenda today. You go ahead and use that chat box to add anything in the chat box.
This is Leah, and I'm going to test if you can hear me or not.
Everybody hear Leah? Great, yes, sounds like you can.
Great. So it sounds like I still can't hear you guys. Me, anybody else, call back in.
Oh,
no, I'm doing that.
we can try our unmuting and introduction. So see if we get, let's start at the bottom of the list. Nancy, I just unmuted you. Want to say hello?
Hi, Nancy.
And Leah, what was your question to the group?
Oh, what is the last time you were inside?
Nancy, how about you first?
Awesome. This is supposed to be the last, I don't know, the kind of the other day, one of the brand ambassadors announced you pregnant. It's a club. Oh, it's fun.
Fantastic. Thank you. That was good. Okay, Leslie, how about try you looking for the bottom?
Okay, I can hear. Last time I was surprised. Well, I have to say, last night my two grandsons who were 10 came over to come with me, and the 2-year-old who's at student wanted to eat actually ate and was happy, so that's a big surprise.
Great, Christina. Jeremy, you want to tell us how you were last surprised?
I was last surprised. I was saying, okay, my 4-year-old daughter, I came home and she heard my wife had a cake and she decorated the car and it was supposed to say I love Daddy.
That's sweet. Thank you. And how's Jana? You're unmuted.
I think you just got up a little bit more. Yeah, I can hear you.
Great, you cut it a little bit. How about Francisca? All right, so we still have some technical difficulties. Maybe we'll try back later. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks for your patience. It's like hard to get audio working. So we'll head and move forward. If you have any agenda items for today, go ahead and add those into the chat box. I do want to invite Leslie to speak to us next to get some updates about the leadership quality cohort. Leslie?
Okay, perfect. Yes, I want to let you know, everyone know that we have a new flyer, and this is the flyer we have by April 1st to use for disperse. It's going to have an editable slot, and they will put your contact information. So any of the innovation needs that you want to put information for them to get back to you. And also one of the changes is it will only have information about that cohort. Instead of having all the different cohort dates and times and everything on there, it's going to just have one area at a time, and that gave us some space to put some of the content and how each day will be going. That was a change. We're also working with Malcolm X College to host a Chicago West Side cohort, the Cicero or Elgin area, because there was a conflict with the original location too. And then, so does anybody have any questions about that flyer?
Feel free to raise your hand if you have a question, or if you want to type in the chat box, I can share that one for you. All right, no questions coming in on this.
Okay, so one more thing I want to share with you is we have anyone who is attending Leadership Tech National Conference this year will be able to take forward and apply for college credit. And we had that information went out in e-blast through the Performing Center. And if anyone would like for me to send that information out, I could forward the e-blast on to you. You would have gotten it if you was signed up with the Performing Center to receive emails and blog information. We're going to begin with a webinar on April 29th. Like I said, there's a link to signing up about registering for the webinar, and that's for anyone who is interested in the possibility of using the Experience at Leadership Connections Conference to be able to have the opportunity to get some college credit for it. That's what we'll do the orientation and give them all the information for it. So if you would like me to send it, I can send it to everyone. Okay, no problem. And that's basically it. Unless anybody has any questions.
There's one question about the flyer, when it has access to the flyer.
We're sending it out by April 1st.
Great.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to move forward and talk a little bit about our Innovations Conference coming up next Thursday, March 31st. We wanted to spend some time talking about the conference flow of day to see if you have any questions. So your support team for that day, for the conference, will be your coaches, and Leah, myself, and Agnes will also be there. And there'll be a light breakfast available. At 9:30, we'll do a little welcome and overview. So Leah's going to kick us off for the day and get us started. And then from 9:45 to 11, we're going to do some peer learning and talk about strategies. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. And then our next segment is to talk about sustainability. So that's been a big topic of interest over the last few months. And then we'll break for lunch, have time to connect with each other. And then our afternoon segment will be hosting a book tasting. So our first cohort has participated in our book tasting before, so I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second too. And then we'll close and wrap up for the day. We're also excited to invite some guests for the day. That will be the Governor's Office of Early Childhood Education, a few representatives there, a few Illinois Action for Children staff, and we'll also have a few members from our new evaluation team. All right, so here are the main segments for the day. Our peer learning and strategy segment will be an opportunity to share your work with each other and to learn and hear from each other. We're also going to delve deeper into sustainability. We'll have space to talk about your hopes and fears about sustainability and also discuss your ideas, obstacles, and plans. And then our last segment is our book tasting. This is a really fun way to taste some new books and gain some new skills. So our first segment is our peer learning and strategy section. The goal of this segment is to connect with other innovation zones to hear about their progress and their strategies, their challenges, since the last time we came together in November. So we're going to do this in a large group conversation, and we'll have an opportunity to ask each other questions to learn more about our innovation zone strategies, approaches, challenges, and lessons learned. The way we're going to do this is kind of fun and different, so we hope that you'll experiment with us. We're going to be in a large circle with a beach ball, if you can imagine this, where we'll get to pass the beach ball across to each other and ask each other questions. So here are some questions that some of our Innovation Zone leaders threw out that they were curious to ask. So during this segment, we'll ask these few questions of each other. You'll get to pick which question you want to ask and who you want to ask it to. So where did your innovation zone start? Where is it now? Where did your innovation zone think you would be? What was challenging to getting there? What would you have done differently? And how do things look differently now? And what do you recommend to others? And what are you going to do next? And I'm curious how this activity feels to you, and if there's anything else you want to know. Feel free to raise your hand or type into that question box. And one thing to help with the audio might be if you wanted to dial in by phone, you can use the dial-in code and the access number and your PIN, and that will allow us to unmute you. I think I see a few people that are logged in by computer, and it might be an issue with mic and speakers. So I have one comment. That sounds like a great activity. Any other comments or questions you'd want to add? Well, feel free to hold on to those, or we'll create space throughout our conversation today. So let us know if any ideas come up. So to prepare for this, just be prepared to answer questions with the whole group. And we'll have some note takers to note down any ideas. And really the vision is for you to enjoy yourself, to spend some time learning from others and sharing your great work with the other innovation zones. And as always, you're very welcome to bring any examples of your work to share with your innovation zone partners. And we're happy to display those and share those after the conference as well. Great. Any questions about this segment of the day? And I know that our Innovation Zone coaches and also Lynn and Agnes are on the call, so if they wanted to jump in too, I invite you to share any thoughts. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Segment 2 is on sustainability. The goal of this segment is to share hopes and plans for sustainability and to hear what other innovation zones are working on to sustain their work. So during this session, we'll kind of break this down in a few ways. We'll have individual time to reflect on your own hopes and fears related to your innovation zone work. We'll have small group time to share with each other. We'll come into a smaller group, but larger than the group before, so a medium-sized group to discuss sustainability plans, some obstacles that get in the way, and our next steps to move forward. And then we'll have some large group time to come back together and hear what each of the groups discussed. So to prep for this section, it's really just be prepared to answer questions and share ideas with the small group and the large group. And then we'll also have note-taking during this time too, so we can capture your big ideas. And really, again, the vision for this is to enjoy yourself, really learn from others about their sustainability work, and share your ideas as you move forward to sustain the great things you're doing in your innovation zone. Any questions or comments?
So this is Leah, and I want to just share a little bit of the idea from this came from our peer learning call from last month, where this came up as a great idea and one that just feels meaningful for everybody right now, where we are, we're in March, month 3 of the grant of this year, and it's also something that's coming down from OECD, so all of the top sub-grantees are having a conversation at different levels in the different agencies and organizations. We really want to sort of hear the spirit of our feedback loop and our communications, hearing from you with as much authenticity as you feel comfortable sharing, bring to that conversation. The work sort of a lot of irons on fire and a lot of uncertainty that a lot of the decisions of the bigger picture of the project will end coming down from some channels by way of government officers, Board of Education, or other agency that is also in flux right now. Joanne Sue, and actually I'll ask for some feedback from you, has volunteered to offer to either herself or CAST or to share from the government's point of view or the government's office point of view what they know about sustainability of the community's work. So if you can indicate in your chat box if you would like to hear from them, then we can set aside about 5 to 10 minutes for them to be able to share some information. What I'd love to have with this, we do want to hear from them. I think it's really valuable, but my hope is to really hear from you, and then to take the thoughts of what you're thinking about sustainability, and to be able to give that up through our pipeline, through our own feedback loop to communicate and help us start planning. Some of it's local, what you can do now in your community, and there's also some stuff that can be done locally that we double up to some state administrators.
Okay, go ahead and type in the chat box if you would be interested in hearing from OECD. All right, great. Go ahead and continue to share if you'd be interested in hearing from OECD. And go ahead and move forward. So next segment of our day will be a book tasting. I know the first cohort participated in a book tasting before. We're excited to bring this again. I know we got reviews, but last time we're excited to bring some new book options for you. So the purpose of this activity is to give you the opportunity to sample new books and simply get things to fall in love with and to build on your leadership skills. You'll get to choose books out of interest you. You can join the table and you have a discussion with your peers that will be facilitated by one of our volunteers, one of our coaches. So let me go ahead and share our book options. These were chosen by our innovation zones. So thank you for your recommendations and your votes. These are the five book options and an open table. And we'll have 2 rounds of tasting. So each round will be 25 minutes. You'll get to taste 2 books. Our choices are Getting Past No, Daring Greatly, Powerful Conversation, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Lead Simply. And as I said, we'll have an open table, and that's for anyone who wants to continue the conversation about their strategies or about sustainability.
This is, just to add a little bit of it, as you're thinking about how to prepare for this, is we want you to be able to kind of think of these topics from your own experiences. This is another channel or format for you to be able to share what's going on in your community. So it's a way to bridge continuous learning within the context of these books themselves. So not expecting you, of course, to read books before you come to conference. We'll have little blurbs and easy way for you, media, way for you to get an overview of the content itself. It's really a chance for you to talk to each other, learn, think about how some of these topics that you may apply in your life personally and professionally, and then also especially in your innovation stuff.
Great. So in preparing for a session, I guess you don't have to read books in advance, don't worry. You'll have to choose the topics during the session during the day and text engage with your peers about different topics. Then you really seek your knowledge from each other and really come to strengthen and count your work. Any questions about this segment of the day? All right, and then just today we will be asking travel reimbursement. So same as last time, you submit your documentation within 30 days, and we'll send this in those forms directly after the conference for you. Any questions about conference? Well, any sort of comment or feedback about any segment for the day? Go ahead and chat right into that to the chat box, or feel free to raise your hand. How you feeling? Feeling excited? Feeling good? It's like we have people interested in what we see talking. Looking forward to it. All the activities are valuable. The tasting seems like an interesting session. Looking forward to it. Great. Thank you for coming. That says, I'm excited. Sounds good. Great. Well, thanks so much for listening for today, too. And we hope that this gives clarity about what to expect. And as always, feel free to reach out if you have any questions as we lead up to next week's conference. All right. Oh, there's one question about the book. We will be, each participant will get to take a book home. And we'll also invite innovation zones to order the book through us to take back to the communities. That's really exciting. You get to take a book home. All right, I'm going to switch gears now, and we're going to talk a little bit about innovation zone enrollment data. I'm going to take the next portion of our conference call today to talk about innovation zone enrollment data. So you received, each of our innovation zone lead received a data spreadsheet. That's of your raw, clean data, or enrollment data. That was found last week. Innovation zone lead also received a PowerPoint slide with charts and graphs of that enrollment data. This is the enrollment data that you submit through the HN16 form, that INEED form. And for cohort 1, that was submitted in fiscal year 15 and 16, and then for cohort 2, you just submitted 1 round. So we want to make sure to get that data back to you and have it for your use that you could use to improve your own strategies out in the children's families. So now on the call, I want to discuss that data, discuss what you received, and also the next step of data collection. Another thing to note is that by April 5th, we'll receive new data collection forms. Look the same, don't worry, but I have revised dates, and they'll just be fresh and clean for you to use in the next round of data collection. And on April the 5th, we're planning to host a data collection webinar, similar to how we've done in the past, which will talk about those forms and the process and how to make things easier as we go forward. And as always, we're here for any sort of technical assistance you may need. All right, so let's take a look at what you received so far. So as I said, each innovation zone lead received a data spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you the spreadsheet in just a second, just to kind of give an overview of what you received. So there are 2 tabs in the spreadsheet. There's one that has all of the data for both years, or 1 year in cohort 2. It has the data separated out by year. And this data is clean and has been looked through and compiled, ready for use. So I want to thank everyone who's done a great job entering all the data, cleaning that data, to get that back to you. The next tab is the data by program type and by total. So it lists the programs that are reporting the data, the type of program they are, and what year they submit data. And that's just helpful to keep track of consistency who's reporting the data each year. And then the next tab you'll see is a section for charts and graphs. So at Agnes Data, you can really nice charts and graphs that you can use in your innovation zone in conversations with your board team and with your innovation partner. And the final tab is in the section, and that's we've included about the data, but all the things that you can know about data yourself. So let's go ahead. I'm going to exit from this and just pull up that sheet real quick. Hopefully everybody can see it on my screen. free to let me know if you're having trouble seeing. I just want to put the tab down at the bottom to see all the data so that you're in cohort 1, you have 2 years of data. We also separated out the data by fiscal year. You'll see that's fiscal year 15, and fall 2014, and there's another tab for fall 2015. And I have to make some fake data for this. So this is fake data that you're seeing. So we want to show you some data to the group, some data to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then here in the next tab, you'll see is height and totals. And here again is some fake data slides to show you what you were seeing. So I took those totals and created some nice charts and graphs for you to use. So I'll just scroll down to that. And just to note a few things, the first chart you'll see is number of sites reporting. As well as the chart, you can see who's reporting over the years, how many programs. Percentage of children who meet the party population characteristics from year to year. A chart too that has both percentage and number. Here listed are the participating programs and their party population across the years. And here's a chart that's the percentage of enrolled children by party population. And we also included a note section, so if you want to note anything about your data, if you see any reason for the way it is, you want to know anything, there's
across community to get people voluntarily share the data. You can really see the benefit of what it looks like. So year over year changes, you can see different populations. You can really start to tell a story. While we recognize, of course, we know the data itself is it's as perfect as it can be. It also helps to see where we can try and do more work. I think we talked about this a little bit before, that this process of manually collecting all the data helps us make recommendations to state agencies such as the Board of Education and other people who have requirements on data collection, that we can have great alignment across the field. We with that our hope where we are right now. I'm very impressed that each of you
thanks me for the comment. So the data really is worth for you to use, and I hope that you find them helpful, and we'll hope to give updated versions of these as we go forward. Great. So another thing that the Innovation Zone received today, about an hour ago, was some PowerPoint slides that I helped put together. So in the PowerPoint slide, you'll see charts and graphs, similar to what you saw in the data spreadsheet, and you'll also see some powerful questions and some steps for data collection. So again, I'm going to go ahead and exit from this presentation, and let me pull up an example of what that might look like. So here's a version of what you see. So we have Innovation Zone ABC, Innovation Zone in cohort 1, so you'll see fiscal year 15 data and fiscal year 16 data. I want to include again what we're measuring, so number of children 0 to 5 from party populations enrolled in programs. We will see the same chart here, number of states reporting. And Agnes and I gathered questions for you guys, some powerful questions, and also with our research department here, get some really helpful thoughts on some questions really for conversation with your Innovation Zone about the data. So it's a really great way, Lisa, to come together and really make sense of that data together. So you'll see some questions on the slides. You're welcome to use these slides as they are. You can add your own questions, you can change questions, whatever you feel is helpful for your team to move your work forward. Here's another slide of the different participating programs and the party population within each year. Again, we have a question and some notes about data. One thing I want to point out about this slide is each innovation zone was given site names here. So we decided to include program A, B, C, and kind of take off any sort of identifier about that program. And that's because we want to make sure you get permission from each program before we share that data in public. So you'll see a note here that you check in with your program partner before sharing the site level data. So let's say you want to bring this data to a meeting, it should be transparent and ask for their permission to share that data with everybody. Otherwise, you could do program A, B, and D and could just look at trends that way. Any questions about that? All right, so here, another chart for you, percentage of children enrolled to meet party population criteria. And again, we include questions for you to guide your conversation. Percentage of enrolled children by party population category, and some questions and notes about the data again. This is a great opportunity to kind of look at trends across the years and kind of look at your strategies and how they might contribute to these changes. And then we'll have a slide with some overall questions you might consider asking your core team or your innovation zone. Maybe asking them how they feel after seeing that data, take a step back and really understand what the data means for us, what the data tell us, have a conversation about the limitations of data, asking groups additional data level to action learn, and also asking your group how you can support them better in collecting data, and we'll make it easier for them. And of course, feel free to add your own questions, change these questions to fit your needs. So I also wanted to take a moment to touch base on the next cycle of data collection. So the really exciting thing is we only have 2 more cycles of data collection, which is amazing. So let's take a moment to celebrate that. And I'm going to let you know those dates. So we'll collect data this spring using a point-in-time collection of April 15th. So that's the date by year that you're collecting the data from. Right? We will data from that point in time. But data isn't actually due to us until May the 13th. So there's time in collecting the data back. And then in fall 2016, we'll use another point-in-time data collection of October 15th. And again, that data will be due a month later on November 15th. So that's kind of a broad view of the next cycle of data collection. And also a way to contact us about that data. So just going back to our other slideshow, so every individual speaks to that PowerPoint slide. Give me 1 second to go back. Here we go. I just want to take a moment to see what you guys think about the spreadsheets of the PowerPoint slides. So you envision using these spreadsheets at your meeting, or with meeting with your core team or with your innovation on. Raise your hand or type into the chat box. So you envision using the data spreadsheet or the PowerPoint slides with your innovation zone. Here's one from Nancy. Let's use it at our next innovation monthly meeting in April to get feedback from core partners. Great. Let's use this from Casey, a presentation at Director's Network meeting on April 15th. As a bug to remember it's time to do it again. Great. All right, any other thoughts on how to use this or how you want to use it? Also, that's a great question to bring to your core team partners to see how they want to use the spreadsheet, how they want to use the PowerPoint slide. And always feel free to check in with us to see how we can be supportive of your work. And I want to take a second to get your feedback. Do you have any feedback about spreadsheets, about PowerPoint slides? Is there anything else that you think you might need? Go ahead and feel free to raise your hand or chat into that chat box. We have a comment from Nancy. So thank you for a good, helpful tool to open session with partners. Another from Anita. Nice to see the information in the format. We can get a clear picture of the digits that we've been working on. Great. Thank you for the comment. Feel free to continue typing in the chat box or other idea that you have. And just wanted to share again those upcoming data collection cycles. So in the spring 2015, and with the point-in-time collection of April 15th, and those 4 being due to Illinois action for children on May 13th. And then fall 2016 with point-in-time collection of October 15th, due a month later on November the 15th. Only 2 cycles left. And then our next step for data collection. So by April 5th, you'll see data collection forms from us. So I'll also be hosting a data collection webinar, so look out for that link. And then on April 15th, then that's the point-in-time date that we're looking at for roll numbers, and the data is due to Illinois action for children on May 13th. And throughout that cycle, and talk with us and consider how we can support you and how you and we can support program partners. And if you need any sort of technical assistance, you know who to call. Agnes and myself, and we're here to help. Any questions?
This is just great. I really appreciate, again, the effort and hard work. The comments that we had in the chat box, we didn't already see those, that people can use these, share their advisors, either at their meeting related to the next level of discussion, but also to show them how it's collected and what it's like, what's all of it. I think it is really took the time to get to this point. First we had a different question and then really got around now what do we do with it. Really thank you for your patience. And again, thanks to Agnes and Randy for putting all this together. Very much.
Great. Thank you all for your time. We do have a few minutes left on our call. I just want to see if there's anything else anyone would like to discuss today. Any other topic ideas for our next call? So our call is Wednesday, April 27th, from 2 to 3. Any agenda items you have for the next call?
And thank you for your patience. We tried to navigate a new system. I think each week we're trying a new way. Last month we tried a regular console line and then jumped on to a webinar, and this one we're trying a webinar. For next month, I believe we can also weigh in a chat box if you like webinar format that you can see. Some documentation, I think it's cool for an upcoming call to have you share some of your materials, so charts, usually to coordinate intake and coordinate referral, and we can actually put those up on screen for you to see what the other organizations are doing on that topic. And we'll work on the audio stuff. We'll figure out how to make this work and give guidance to each of you so that you can really fully contribute, because we do like when it's dialogue, it's always really neat to hear voices as well. Well, does it sound like you have questions? And if you have any topics you like webinar formats from me, Austin, like webinar format, I think right up the audio problem, being really not having much computers, we can call on the telephone computers. We'll just experiment, right? So we're going to bring as we go. Our big picture goal with these monthly calls is really to give you a chance to build community, get some ideas, get some knowledge, really appreciate the idea of a prototype, each of the strategies, the innovations that they're working on, and to give you an opportunity to build and grow from there. So we'll keep working and walk the walk out, iterating, improving, using action learning on our end. So fantastic. I want to wish you each a very wonderful day. It's a little gray and gloomy, so I'm wishing you sunshine and brightness and positive surprises. So make the wind at your back for the rest of your day. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thanks, everyone.